Hey everybody, it's Dan Strong with Excel VBA is Fun, back again. Thanks for joining. We are actually working on a inventory system. Actually, got an email or some such message, Facebook somewhere. Somebody named Jim said, "Hey, I've been watching your videos and I like the competition and I like all the stuff. I'm trying to piece the pieces of the puzzle together to make my own." Basically following along, I guess, with the inventory system. And how do you do it? I mean, here's what he's got so far. So he's got a show form thing. It brings up this nice user form. And when he hasn't got a remove item sequence. He's got a close button. And he's got the open button. And if you click add item, it does open up this new user form here. When you click on one of the product descriptions that comes up, for example, if I click car, the item 987 comes up. I don't know if that's a VLOOKUP or some other kind of system, but it looks up car, looks up plane is 321. Skateboard is 600. So, and he's wanting to add to the inventory. So, um, what there's a lot of ways to skin that cat. You could actually manually have it go to this one if there's only going to be one car and one boat and one plane and one train and one bike and one skateboard row. Then maybe you go back to whatever row is 987 is on, and you go offset it, or you go in the third column and you manually add that to, you want to add 100 to what's already there, and you type 100. When you click add, you make it find this row, and you change this number to 200. Now that's if you don't want to keep a record of each time that a transaction happens. So that would become 200 in that method. But and then what you do, you could put a little label right here, or you could put one on a worksheet somewhere, whatever. Typically, if you want to do that, if you didn't have a user form, if you didn't know VBA, the typical way to do that in the formula, a formulaic method, if you will, or function, is using the SUMIF or SUMIFs. So let's just do SUMIF equals SUMIF, and we'll show you that. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with this, but essentially, in the most basic form, SUMIF is going to get you the sum if the sum of this column, let's say, if it is 987, and you type 987 over here or into the formula somewhere. So let's go ahead and get the range that we are wanting to figure out. Let's just click on A, all of column A, and our criteria, we'll say that the criteria is in this cell in F12. So whatever we type into F12, it'll analyze and it'll bring up, so let's say we type in 987 in this criteria cell here. Then it'll look here and, how many of these are 987? Well, just this one. What's the total of the sum over here? So now we hit comma, and you get the sum range, and the sum range is the third portion. That's this range of where you want to tally up any of them that are over here, 987. So you want to tally up anything in column C. So I click on column C. You can actually choose the exact number of ones that you want, or you can even have dynamic named ranges if you want. But just for simplicity's sake, let's just use the entire columns. So equals SUMIF. SUMIF this from this one, if it is whatever the criteria is, and the third thing is where you're going to sum it at. So let's just hit enter, and now let's go to F12, and I'm going to make it yellow so we know where the criteria is. This is just the basics of how we get the inventory. So we're going to say, let's look up number 987. That's the car's product number. So you type that, and then the sum, as you see here, is 100. Now what if I typed in 987 here, and forget about typing even the word car, so only reading this. So let's say 20 is added to inventory. So now the sum of 97 is 120. And if you did negative 20, it would say that our sum is 80. It's 100 minus 20, because it's taking any 987s and giving you the sums of whatever it is over here. So it's selective counting, basically. It's very cool. So that's using the SUMIF function. And you can do that in VBA too. So Anyway, that's what we're going to do. The first thing that we needed to do in Jim's thing is show him how to add items, and then we need to show him how to use this function but clean it up to where it's automatic. It's automatically doing whatever is in this item number thing. It would automatically look up the sum if, and that will show you what your inventory is. So that's kind of what we're going to do. Let's open up the Visual Basic Editor. To do that, I clicked Alt F11 on my keyboard. I guess I typed it, not clicked it. Alright, so let's get started. Let's see. This is the inventory sheet he has. When you get here, this automatically fills up. So let's just concentrate on when you click Add. And you can put some error catching things like, make sure this and this is not blank, otherwise certain messages might come up or it won't proceed with the macro or whatever. I'm going to skip past all that and let's just get to the good part. First of all, I'm going to make a note, data entry. So what we have to do is we need to get the last row, which will be 7, and then add 1 to it to get the new row, the next row. So NR next row is what I call it. So to get the next row, we're going to do this. Let's go ahead and declare, so dim ws as worksheet. You can call it ws or you can call it something else. I'm just going to, because we don't have a lot of different worksheets. My gosh, I can't type and talk at the same time. Sorry. We're going to go ahead and put, this is just sheet 1. So nothing fancy here. Now we're going to say our next row for that particular sheet is going to be equal to ws.cells rows.count, comma 1 dot end, and xl up dot row, and that would give us the number 7, but we want that mess of information plus 1. Put us at 8, and then so that'll always capture the current next row. So if this was filled up, it would capture 9 as the row we need to add new stuff into. So that's how you get the next row. Do not have to type WSNR. You can type blah or hey you there, as long as it's a valid variable thing. Anyway, okay, what's next? So the next row. We've got the next row, in fact, so I'm going to skip that. Data entry. Here we go. So WS is the worksheet we're working on because we named it that up here. ws.cells, and we're going to say what row? Well, the row is going to be WSNR. That's the next row that we have established is going to be 8 in this case. Column, what's the column that we wanted to use? Well, for the product, we're going to use 1, and that's going to be equal to me dot, and remember, me takes on the place of typing FRMADDINVENTORY. You don't want to type form add inventory every time. If you're in that user form or in that module or whatever, just type the word me dot, and then now you type the name of the control. Like, what's the name of the text box? I don't know. It's TB no, we want me dot what did he name the combo box? Here we go, gotta take a look. This is the combo box. It's CB prod description. Okay, so whoops, let's go back to the add macro we've been working on. So that in column 1 on row 8 is going to be equal to me.cb product description. And then I'm going to copy and paste this twice because we have 3 rows to fill up. So column 2 and column 3 are going to be this. One of them is going to be this user form or me dot text box TB. Where's the description at? Mercy. Oh no, the description is the second column. Sorry, item number is what he calls product here. So okay, I'm with it now. So actually this is the description. It goes in the second column, and the item number goes in the first one. So me.tb item number, and then finally me.tb add inventory. That's the number that we're adding to inventory. It's going to go in column C. Now you'll find that since this is in a text box, even though it's a number, it's going to think that it's a text string, even though it's digits. So you might want to do something like this, or no, excuse me, plus 0. Plus 0 is a little hidden trick to convert things to a numeric format, and I'll show you that in a moment, with and without. But you want it to be in a numeric format, not as a text string, because it doesn't count those as well. Let's go ahead and go through this. I'm going to put a stop marker right here so we can debug through it. Let's go to car. We're going to add some more to car. Number 987 came up. We're going to add 20 to inventory, so the car will be 120. I'm going to click add. It stopped right where I wanted it to. Hit F8. Boom. It is column 8. Or row 8. That's what we wanted. So now row 8 and column 1 on this worksheet is going to be equal to 987. I don't care if that's a text string, and frankly, item numbers should be a string of text because you're not going to do math with them anyways. So you can have alphanumeric. So hit F8, and sure enough, it is 987. Column 2 here is going to be equal to the product description. What did I do here? The description should be, well, that blows my mind. The description should be car. Oh, that's weird. Add inventory is going to be 20. Okay. So let's see what in the world this is actually called then. Yeah, CB product description. Well, whatever. I'm just going to change it and try to throw it off its own scent. See if we can throw Excel off, huh? That ought to be fun. Hoop. I'm going to get rid of the old one because it's been renamed. Alright, so go back here. CMB product description, and let's just see what happens. Bada bing. Let's do a boat. What do you mean object required, you jerk? Debug, let's see. CMB product description. Oh, right, yeah, we gotta rename it there too, don't we? Oh, it's a 2-column thing. Interesting. F8, boom. Okay, now, then we're gonna add 20 for the boats, okay? And let's see what in the world was going on there. Yep, I'm still confused. So, I guess this has multiple columns and one of them's hidden. No, product description dot list me.cmb product description dot list index comma, how about 1 instead of 0? Oh, there's boat. That's where boat was hiding. Anyway, check out my thing on multiple columns and list boxes or combo boxes. You'll see how I actually got what we consider to be column 2. It actually starts with 0 and then it goes to 1. Anyway, this is basically what this doesn't say boat. In column 1 it says 654, and column 1 is hidden, or column 0, excuse me, is hidden by him, and then column 2 or column 1 really is what's visible. So very deceptive. But anyway, let's put that there. We're going to put boat right there, and then the inventory is 20. And now we need to do our label. So let's put a label right here. I'm going to call this INV, or in stock, colon, and then we'll make another label, copy and paste. I'm going to put this one to be a blank one where we can fit a number, make it like this big. And so this will have our number of stock right here. And we'll name that one because it's important. LBL for label. How about label in stock? It's easy to remember, isn't it? It's got the label label in stock. Boom. So at the end of our code, we're going to total inventory. So let's do that dynamically, shall we? We shall. Good. So let's use a worksheet function. Let's say, okay, let's say me dot label in stock. So we're going to do the label thing here. Equals application. We got to use a worksheet function. So application dot worksheet function dot sum if. So argument 1 is a range. Remember that was what we used, A through A. So let's say ws dot range, and we'll say A through A. And then I'm going to hit comma. What's our next argument? Well, that's our criteria. If you remember on the worksheet function, second part was the criteria. So what is our criteria? Well, let's take a look. Oh, the form isn't open. So our criteria is whatever the product number is. And remember, that is in column 1, so that actually makes it pretty easy for us. Or column 0, remember, on the CMB prod description. So we're going to say me.cmb prod description. That is our criteria. Whatever that number is, 987 or 654 would be boat. So hit a comma. Our argument 3, which is optional, is a different column to if there's numbers to add together. Our sum range is in column C. Remember the inventory range there? Whether they're minuses or pluses, it'll add them all together and get you a total. So we're going to say same thing. We're just going to change these A's on that worksheet to C's, because we're going to use column C through column C, from C to shining C, huh? Okay, so, and then that's the end of our worksheet function, so put another parentheses to indicate that, and that might just do it. Now we may have some hitches, because I know he started off having numeric based product numbers, which is fine, and then I started using text based ones, but we're going to see it on here. It really doesn't care. This one is given an error saying it's a number stored as a text. So you got 97 here, 97 here, but boom, it's still giving you 120. So this probably should be just fine too. Let's go ahead and run through our deal one more time. And let's see, we're going to use that. Let's do plain, item number 321. And we're going to add it to inventory. We're going to add 5,000. Just came in today. Boom. So click on add. Yeah, there, I clicked on it. So we're going to do the same thing. Yada, yada, yada. There's 5,000 for item number 321. That looks good. Now, remember we're using the sum if, and we got the 321 is what we're doing the sum of, that criteria, and that Let's try it. Boom. 5,005. Would you look at that? So that's what the label is, and if you can see right here, the label's right here at the bottom. That's the label, and we can even format that. We can make it look however we'd like. So if you want to make that formatted some way, you could say format. You're going to format this entire thing here, comma, and use the, how about number, comma, number, and 0. And I don't want 0.00. I don't want to have 2 decimal places, so we'll just leave it at that. Number, comma, number, 0, because I want there has to be at least something, but these are optional. And I put a comma there because I want there to be a comma separator. Oops. And I want to put my closing parentheses, so we're using the format function to format this beautiful function that we put in there. So that might be a little much, but whatever. So F8, and if you look right here, boom, that's formatted with commas now. You can do that with fractions. You can do that with all the decimal places you want, or a dollar sign here or there, dollar function, whatever. Anyway, and finally, I think it would be prudent to clear out the number that is in this text box. So we'll probably end this by saying, let's add 30 so I can trigger the macro again. And at the very end, we're going to say me.tb add inventory equals blank. Okay. Yeah. So let's do that now. We're adding 30. I'm gonna hit F5, or I'm gonna hit F5. So the 30 is gonna go into this, and it's gonna go in there. So watch. Here we go. F5. Boom. And it just said 5035 is now our inventory, and there's the items on your possibly invisible or hidden worksheet. If you want, they can be hidden because we have all the locations that people need really right here. So what else can you do to spice that up? You need to do the same thing with the remove deal. So actually, let's go ahead and close that out, and we'll make a form that's called remove inventory. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to copy this one. So how do you copy that one, Dan? Well, I'm going to tell you. Thanks for asking. I'm going to click on Excel. I'm going to open up another, oh, never mind, I'm going to cancel. That's not the way I wanted to do that. I want to open them up in the same window. So File, and I'm going to say New, but I'm not going to close the one I'm in. I'm just going to open up a new blank workbook in the same instance. That way, here's a cool little trick. So you got Book 1. It's a new, brand new workbook without anything in it. And I'm going to show you, you can actually take this user form. You can't copy them, and just paste a new one into your thing. And here's a workaround. Scooch this up a little bit more and give ourselves a little more room here in the Visual Basic Editor. Okay, so take this user form, and we're going to drag it into Book 1, into the project number 1 for the new workbook, and go into the forms. And look, there's our duplicated thing. Well, how does that help us, Dan? Well, check this out. Let's change the name, because you can't copy it back over. It'll say you already have one called Form Add Inventory. But but look at this. If you click on Form and you say REMOVE, or change the name ever so slightly, so now it thinks, oh, well, this is a completely different user form. It's okay to copy back into our original project, and there you have a duplicate. Now you just change a few things, and bada bing. So I'm going to say remove inventory. This will all be the same. This will say remove. I mean, very minimal effort. This is nothing, right? This is the identical thing, really. So, and you double click on this button. I don't even care if the name of the button is technically still CB add. I don't care about that, because look, it's still got all our code built in there. And the only thing I'm going to do differently to this is I'm going to say that the inventory we're adding is going to be negative. It's negative whatever the heck is in there plus 0. So let's see if that works. I don't know. I don't see why it wouldn't work, but whatever. Now, I'm going to close Book 1. No, I don't want to save it. I was just using it. I was just using it for what I needed, and I'm done with it. So now we've made a duplicate by using that other workbook. Cool trick. Hope you work with that. So let's, from the menu, let's see, what do we do for add item? I guess we did all this good stuff here. So no sense in reinventing that wheel, huh? Let's see, what did we do here? From the inventory list, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. Okay, I'm going to copy all this, and it's going to go into the remove one, and we're just going to say show this one, form remove inventory dot show, and let's see here. Oh, that might work. I don't know. Might be a conflict now, but let's just try it. No sense in dawdling. So the add item thing works now. I'm gonna add 20 more to the boat. Add. Take that off now. Okay. And it clears out the inventory thing. Where'd it go? Yep. So that's looking good. Now let's go back to our original menu and remove an item. Same thing. What did we just do? A boat? So we're going to remove 20 from the boat, and let's see if that worked. Remove. And so now it says we have 40 in stock for the boats. And I'm going to verify that. There's 20 here, 20 here, that's 40. Plus another 20 is 60, and minus 20, hey, that is 40. How about if we say we're removing 3? That should put us at 37, so remove. Well, good, 37 it is. Okay, so you have a very basic inventory system just like that. Now, yep, perfect. I was just going to say make sure the cancel button brings you back to the main menu, but that's, that's good. So when you close that, you're good to go. Gosh, was there anything else we needed to cover? I'm not certain. But that's pretty much it. I mean, it's all about learning how to do data entry with a form or with some other way that automatically finds the last row and then adds one to get the current row that you need to write onto, and then divvying up which column you want what crap to go to, and I mean, that's it. I'm going to take this formula off here. No, I won't. We'll try to make this available for download if anybody's interested. It's a very, very basic sheet, but I mean, we'll call this Jim's inventory system. Anyway, guys, if anybody has any questions, give me a holler. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and upload this video and hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you for watching, and God bless.